Hello everybody. So it is now T minus 40 hours or so before I have to leave to go back for surgery. Bill's been here. He just went to go talk to Gary, but I'll let him tell you what he did. Something to do with the battery box. But today I'm gonna continue putting stuff away. I brought more stuff from the apartment, so not really exciting. Mostly cooking things, some food stuff, bathroom stuff. I'm gonna try and stuff away as much as I can, so when Bill has to completely move out of the apartment without me, it's easier for him. And there's something else I wanted to, oh yeah. My varnish came out really good. I did a third coat. It's really starting to shine. In the last few minutes, we also have the whole gang has now arrived. Well, Demetrius has been in and out all day, as per normal, and Maribel's here. She's gonna do some painting.
As long as I don't have to clock in. Nobody.
Varnish? Painting or Binnacle? Yep, you heard that right, folks. Interior work is well underway here on Calico Skies, but let's hit the rewind button and back up a bit here. After the battery box got cleaned up, last week we kicked things into even higher gear and knocked off many more to-dos in preparation for our upcoming departure for my surgery. First beginning with a trip to the local machine shop here in Penasco, Mexico for help with a nav pod installation and an upgraded stripper for our windlass, which once again is no longer working.
I'm just doing some prep work to go over to the machine shop. So I have a piece of stainless that's gonna go here, like so, and that is for this, with these mounts. So it's gonna go like that.
This mount for our nav instruments isn't new, and neither are most of the other components. Two of the instruments are being upcycled, and only the one remaining, the autopilot control head, is actually new. The mount, this thing we got from Jeff Bach, the back of it is going to be repurposed from our davits, and then
arch. We got this in Panama like over a year ago, and then Brian from Delos was replacing his Meritrons with B&G, so I took two of those.
These two are from Delos.
So I got this on eBay for pretty cheap. This is an autopilot control head, and that's going to go in the center.
So in terms of cockpit design too, right now we have our instruments here, and when you're sitting or laying, yeah, your head goes here and your back, and these buttons always beep, and it's obviously uncomfortable too because they're right kind of behind your head. But this is the way you would sit. So we're going to get rid of these, since we're gonna have this. And we got new cushions, which we haven't showed you guys yet, but we're gonna get cushions that are gonna go here.
Yep, exactly. So overhauling the whole cockpit.
Yeah, and then while we're sitting, like from this perspective,
it'll be very viewable from here, because we spend more time right in this area, not behind the helm. So I also like having control of the autopilot here too, because I either have to kind of go behind the wheel and into the elements when it's raining and stuff, or I have to go down below. And now I could just control of this device. It's redundancy too. If the chart plotters go down, we still can control the autopilot of this as well, which is nice. And these are all Uni-Sex 2000. So these were the old legacy Ep.184 instruments, and they're not working or hooked up anymore because we replaced our wind anemometer in Panama and also our depth transducers. So everything is Uni-Sex 2000 on this boat now. So these all read Uni-Sex 2000. So it's like a super easy. You just put the key in it and off you go.
Yeah. Ha.
And then the other thing I'm working on is a new and improved windlass stripper. We broke ours. I had a little piece of aluminum that didn't hold up. So I'm taking some measurements on that up front. I basically got some angle, like thick stainless steel angle. And I'm gonna use that to just knock the chain into the hole rather than paying $1,000 for a new windlass top half. So I'll go show you. Moving forward. So, gonna be like so. And basically all it does is, as the chain is coming in, it just knocks in this plate and goes down. This is the old one I had. It's obviously not thick enough. This got bent in. I even had a piece of G10 reinforcing it, didn't work. So I went nuclear. It's great because they'll do it right now. The machine shop here is really good. This is where we did our rudder as well. Super convenient, just down the road. Yeah, it's great to have this. This is so much easier than when I was trying to do it. Well, that was easy. $15 for all those cuts. That would take me hours. Those drill presses are amazing compared to our hand drill. Still seem to be working.
Well, it is a beautiful day today. It's definitely starting to warm up here, which we have mixed feelings about.
Missing the season.
Yeah, we're not missing the season yet. Yeah, so anyway, today we are gonna give you guys a quick update of where things stand with the arch. The canvas is almost done for this area. We originally thought we might use the solar panels as a roof and devise a way to make the space in between watertight using some type of stiff material. But after further consideration, we thought it would be more functional and aesthetic to match the Dodger canvas and make a bimini covering instead. The canvas guys proposed a great price for the work, so we decided just to go for it, since using canvas will definitely ensure a dry enclosure, and it's one less thing on our to-do list.
5 inches. Yep, this
So much nice and higher.
yeah, it feels so much more roomy than our old bimini. It's like big space now.
So cockpit improvements. Nav pod looks so good.
Pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah, it just makes our boat look so much more modern.
Hey, isn't that cool?
Yeah, but I'm just loving too that we're not gonna be hitting our heads on these things. Nope. We still have to order the plastic that we're gonna put here and get rid of these. So that's still coming. We have the cushions made, the new cushions for the cockpit. They're just in the apartment.
Yep,
and that's
I think that's kind of
big ones.
You know, so it was a lot of those things you just have to kind of see as you're developing the structure, like what you could do, and
No, honey.
I think it came out pretty good.
Now we just have to go cruising.
That'd be nice.
Okay. Going on deck.
How much nicer is it with no jerry jugs here?
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep it that way if we get these big fuel tanks installed.
I mean, it's like double the width of your foot.
Yeah.
I miss it so much.
This is what I had done at the machine shop yesterday. This big piece of angle. This is our replacement stripper, and basically what it does, it lets the chain fall into the hole rather than going around and around and around the windlass when we pull up the anchor. We had one previously that bent, so I'm hoping this is beefy enough that it won't ever bend.
Hey! What are you doing?
Working on the table?
I was pretty surprised when I heard a sander when I came in. Big D has kicked off the varnish project we're about to tackle. He started by sanding down our cockpit table, which, funny story, we salvaged off of a sunken sailboat in the Bahamas 5 years ago.
She sailed back to New York from Bermuda. She quit her job, and then we did the east coast of the Bahamas with our friends. And then from the Bahamas, we took off for the Caribbean, and then the Caribbean to Europe. So her first year, she sailed like New York to Bahamas, Bahamas to Caribbean, Caribbean all the way to Europe. And then
So this table's been on
since
So
then.
Bill's telling the story of our table that Demetrius is sanding, which is basically that we salvaged it from a
sunken boat or washed up boat in Bimini in the Bahamas. and it was Grace's first year cruising in 2017. So it's been sitting on board the boat for Bahamas to Caribbean, Caribbean to Europe, Europe to the Caribbean, all the way down to Grenada, Grenada to Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia to Bahamas, Bahamas back to Maine, Maine to Panama, Panama to here.
Yeah, so we're
And it's finally getting sanded.
So does the tables have more miles?
Miles?
than Grace?
No, they have the same. But she's a little bit more. So a new one of those costs about $1,300 now. $1,300 for a new one.
And we had a cockpit table,
But ours is like this
but
big.
it was like super small, and so,
This is
we
like-
saw
this
this
is like
one.
legit, like with leaks and.
We're going to refinish the table and also our companionway boards and companionway entry woodwork. The plan is to use clear epoxy as a first layer, followed by varnish to ensure a longer lasting finish given their outdoor environment.
¿Tienes hinges? Un piano? Like,
After a run to the ferreteria, or hardware store, Bill works on installing our new prop cutter while I tackle organizing the interior. We've been enduring chaos inside for months now, but in order to start work on the interior, we've got to clean up.
so I drilled the first hole. So it's like centered. But now I'm gonna go ahead and tap it. It's pretty deep. So basically the tap, all it's doing is creating screws and metal for this to thread into. So just you have the appropriate size drill. That's stop, okay? So this is like basically centered here. See like this line, this triangle? Just tightening down our holes. So Mike gave me this as a center hole finder, which I've never even heard of too, but basically it's important for tapping because the holes have to be dead center. So basically you pop this in, it's the size of my hole, and it puts a little nick.
Lunch break. 2:30. Done a lot of random things today.
That goes back here.
Pizzas are here. Good.
Okay.
So it is T minus, I don't know, a little over a week before surgery. So we have to get everything done as much as we can, humanly possible, to give us the greatest shot of if I wake up and I'm in good shape and I don't have to get tissue expanders and I recover well, that I can get on the boat a few weeks after surgery. So we're just trying to get the boat livable.
Grace is doing the domestic stuff. I'll try to take care of some electrical stuff and solar panels back on. Supposedly our campus is done. Starlink needs to be wired up. There's a lot of wiring that needs to be done, really.
We have a lot in the bourbon right now that we brought down.
Provisions.
We didn't film, but we brought down a lot of stuff from the States. Real life. We're in a rush. What else is new? Yeah, because well, we'll see what happens if we can kind of move on the boat in the next week, but it's dubious that that's going to happen. So
I think even if I could just stay on it, I get a lot more hours done because I can work late at night and stuff.
yeah, it's a transitionary period right now. So yeah, anyway, here we go. It's a quick ride to the yard, thankfully. This week is going to be a very delicate balance of pushing to finish projects while still getting just enough rest and sleep, mostly for me, in preparation of my impending surgery.
Lots of goodies.
Plus, there's always edit work and filming to do, something I have to be prepared to hit the pause button on, at least initially during my recovery. It's a challenge because when we planned this refit, we didn't know I'd be undergoing a mastectomy, and we've got costs to cover that we've already incurred. In other words, we've got to manage it all somehow, and the time for pencils down is creeping closer and closer now. So another day at the boat. Day, I don't know what. But yesterday my GoPro died and I didn't get anything on film that I did. But basically I did this whole area. So there, and then this entire trim out in that top of the oven. Oh, and I did, this is where the GoPro died. Here, I did this and the drawers. So, and this too. So I'm gonna do the second coat for all that now, and then I'm gonna start scuffing up the next area that I wanna do, which I haven't decided yet what that's gonna be. Kinda wanna get into this zone, but Bill's still battery banking.
Yeah.
But he got the, did you film the solar panel?
Yeah, I filmed a bit of wiring of that,
You got solar panels on?
We have three of our 4 banks wired up right now.
So now we're really getting close.
Yeah.
I'm going up to Scottsdale in a few days. Bill's gonna be here. He's gonna hang out with me while I initially kind of recover, and then when everything's good, I'll probably come back to the boat and start working. Timing wise, I'm leaving in 3 days. If he could be finished, then I could help start moving stuff out of the apartment and into the boat, which would be very helpful, so that he doesn't have to do that alone. Because I won't be able to lift for I think a month after my surgery or so, and I definitely won't be able to like put my arms up for at least 2 weeks. So kind of under the gun a little bit as usual.
I think I get a lot more done if I'm on the boat as well. It just adds time, kind of going back and forth and
Then
getting
when
out.
Bill's thinking about the boat in the middle of the night, he can actually work on it.
Yeah, like I'd probably be tinkering with things all night.
Yeah.
Like what else is there to do?
What else is there to do but mess around on a 40-year-old sailboat?
Right, fuck around with this weird hotel.
No world problems to solve or anything.
Nah, we just
Put that brain power
solo eater boats.
to use on. But it's a beautiful day. It's like 65 and sunny. Anyway, I'm gonna start my varnishing now.
That pretty wood.
Nice close.
Damn, it is really good.
Got it close up.
Looks good.
Boards now. These little guys. And then we're probably gonna do like another 4 coats, 3 or 4 coats on top of the first one. Just because it's the exterior, we want it to last. But I wanted to let you guys know that while I was doing this, Bill finished
All the solar controllers.
yeah, good job, honey.
And we're still putting in a nut with the inverter on and everything, still putting in 20 amps at almost 5 o'clock. So that's pretty impressive.
That's hugely impressive.
Yeah, so that's good.
And so now, what do you have left to do on this thing?
So I have to clean up the wiring in the solar box because they're all just wired. I have to do the DC to DC, and then the alternator. So probably a day or 2 still in the electrical box.
We're getting there though.
But this is the last major project. We have a lot of like little cleanup things like painting the propeller and prop stuffing box.
Oh god, yeah. We have
Water makers gotta have the membranes, O-rings changed. But
still have to order the fuel tank.
The fuel tanks are on order, kinda. One of them's on order. They're gonna lumber orders together. That's like 3 or 4 weeks at least. So we're getting there. We gotta clean up the interior. You're varnishing.
We are getting there, but now time is almost out. With only 1 day left before I leave for surgery, not every project will be complete, but we tried. And for today, that's the best we can do.
Oh my god, what did you do to our wood?
It looks so good after.